Hey guys, this is AJ22 coming to you today with some more Skyrim. I'm finally continuing.
Sorry if my father seems a bit distracted. A lot's happened.
Oh, thanks, Karita. I'm finally continuing my Skyrim Let's Play. I had to remake my character from scratch and start over, and I have an entirely new set of mods installed, but honestly, I think this is for the better, because I think it's just going to work out better. I'm still having some minor frame rate issues, but they're not bad. And we are in Dawnstar. If you remember the introductory episode, then you know why we're in Dawnstar. If you don't, why do I have a quest active? Oh, it's one of my modded followers. And Live Another Life, which tells me to go to Helgen, which I'll keep on. That's fine.
I could watch the end while you're away.
Yeah.
Why would I do that? There's work to be done here.
It'll do you good. Maybe you could visit Erdnir or Frugi on your way out. I've seen them looking at you when they come in for drinks.
Okay, so we're in Dawnstar, because this is where our character, Marius Crassius, lives. And I'm not going to go into super huge detail, but he doesn't really feel like he belongs in town, and he's been hearing these things about nightmares. In fact, he's been having them himself. And he...
The Wind Peak Inn features the finest bard in all of Dawnstar. Me.
Yeah, that's not saying much, lady. He has been having his own nightmares, and which is why he's not jumping to help with the problem, which is why, what's your name, Arender? Yeah, is just chilling out over there still. I haven't started the quest yet, and won't for a while, because he's, like I said, he's been having his own nightmares. He has his own problems, and doesn't want to have to deal with everybody else's. Got kind of a storm coming in. In fact, his nightmares are all about being stuck in this town and not going anywhere. And he knows that his father was a Blades agent and did a lot of cool stuff. And he kind of feels bad that he's not following in his father's footsteps. And he doesn't have a lot of money. He has a little bit. I did give him a little bit of money. He's got a decent amount of stuff, and he does have an order of armor coming in a couple of days. But I mean, he's not an adventurer. He never trained to be an adventurer. He is a fisherman, and he's been having some pretty terrible luck at that lately. Point is, he's always had a dream of going out into the world and making something of himself. And he started to reach a point where maybe impulsively it might be time to do that. It's actually the first time I've come in here. I had another mod once that had put a house very similar to this one in the same place, but I kind of didn't realize this was a different house. This is our house. Our father, the Blades guy. Oh, cool. He sort of spent all the money he had on this place when he came to town. Ooh, this is something that we'll learn to love or hate about Marius as we go on. He loves his mead. He cannot stand not having his mead. Anyway, yeah. So this is where he lives. It's a pretty interesting little house. I actually like it. I like it more than the original one. I just downloaded it thinking it was the original one, because honestly, there's not a whole lot of really good Dawnstar houses. There's what is it called, Morscombe Estate, but that seemed a little much for me. What time is it? It is 7:40 p.m. and Marius, he's not having a great day. He was at the bar, as you saw, when when we started the episode, he had just gambled away like 200 gold that he had been saving up playing a card game with the bartender, and he's feeling pretty stupid about it. So he's going to turn in early. Let's see. Say he's been drinking. He'll sleep it off. Yeah. New day. More boring work to do. In case you can't tell, Marius is getting pretty disheartened by his lot in life. He is going to come up here first, though. And he's going to spend some time doing his blade training. Because his father taught him every day you should start out swinging a blade. And he's quite good with blades. Not enough to really... Oh, shadows in this game are so bad. Oh my god. Not enough to get by out in the wilderness yet. But he doesn't know that. He's definitely the best bladesman in town. And he kind of has himself convinced that if he heads out into the world, that things will just go his way. Which is a very dangerous mentality to have. There's even a little stable over here. That's cool. It's a very neat little house mod. And this is auspicious, seeing wandering travelers. He's seen the Khajiit before, obviously. He has run into them before.
As wares, if you have
but he doesn't see him very often. So on the day that he happens to be considering going out into the world and trying his lot in life, seeing these traveling merchants running around, it's kind of a big deal to him. And he's even got some nice clothes. Because, I mean, Marius is just wearing the local fashion, which is awful, awful miner's clothes. So on impulse, I think he's going to buy this stuff. Even though he doesn't have a lot of money. And
May your road lead you to warm sand.
He hasn't been making a lot of money lately either. So that was kind of a stupid decision on his part. But that's something that he's been doing a lot. He's been making a lot of stupid decisions. He's been working shorter and shorter hours each day. And just overall not doing his absolute best. Alright, here we are out by Marius's favorite fishing spot. On days when it's a little bit warmer, he might swim out there to the island and fish from there. But this is kind of his favorite area. Not really sure where this came from, why this is here, but unless this has just always been here and I've never seen it. But I've got quite a few mods going on this that I just kind of downloaded impulsively. And there's some neat stuff right here. Right here in Marius's freaking backyard, so to speak. There's a shipwreck over there. There's a dungeon right there. And every day he comes over to this spot, because from here he can see those places. It's from the better fast travel mod, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, and look at that out there. This is just such an interesting place. And yeah, he's never seen most of it. Because the other thing that his father always taught him is to keep to himself. They were in hiding after all, technically speaking. There's no fish in the area. Just his luck. Just Marius's luck. Still no fish. Well, darn. Now, if he was feeling really adventurous and really reckless, he could attack those horkers. Worst case scenario, he has to run back to town. And horker meat does fetch a pretty nice price. And he would give him a chance to try out his blades a little bit more. He does use throwing knives. What is that? Look at that weird anti-aliasing. That's odd. He does use throwing knives for ranged. We have to play with my settings a little bit. Azura statue. He'd like to go there someday too. So today he's feeling particularly adventurous. He's already done something reckless and bought those clothes. And he kind of wants to try his hand at taking down these horkers. Make a little bit of money off the meat and have something hot for dinner, even. And that was a terrible throw. Jeez. Things don't go very far. I might have to try a different mod than this one. I've been thinking about that. There we go. That didn't do a lot of damage. Yeah, Marius might have bit off more than he can chew here. He's using up all of his knives. Good thing Horkers are kind of slow and stupid. See if he can do any real damage to this thing. Yeah, he's gonna head back to town now, I think. Yeah, that was a stupid idea. That's the let's ignore that. That's the Dawnstar Sanctuary. Are they still coming? Probably. Could have at least waited until we found our armor, Marius. Our armor arrived. Oh, there's one. That's that same one we've been hitting, at least. We don't have to worry about re-damaging one. Oh, I'm out of knives, great. Alright, so... I need to download the more compatible version of this, too. No, freaking... I'm going to quick save just because if he does kill me, I don't want to have to start the day over again, honestly. Yeah, that's not doing anything. Let's get out of here. If we can lead him back to town, the guards will kill him. And it'll still be our kill. We'll still get the meat. Unless the guards decide to prosecute us for bringing dangerous animals into town, which could happen, I guess. This is the first time in a long time that Marius has actually had to use his blade skills to fight something. He's kind of... I mean, he knows this is dangerous. He gets that. Because these things are big. But at the same time, he's feeling kind of exhilarated. Ha! And all my knives back, yay! That's cool. That is a cool mechanic of this mod. Ooh, that did some damage. Marius does have very moderate restoration skills, which we will be expanding a little bit as the Let's Play goes on. Marius will be experimenting a little bit with basic forms of magic. And restoration will be the primary one. That's weird. Because, whoa, because it's his father knew very basic restoration magic as well, and taught him a little bit of what he knew. Do I have any potions on me? Apparently not. That's unfortunate. Come on, there you go. Let's head over here. Get healing. in our offhand. Jeez. Really? We're gonna do this now? I really need to get my favorites worked out. Alright, we're doing okay. I was actually a little bit worried about this as a player, to be perfectly honest. I mean, Horkers aren't super powerful, but they can stagger and stuff. Yeah, I got that, thanks. His magic will never get really high. That's why I say he'll be experimenting with, like, very basic magic, because I'm not going to be investing any substantial points into Magicka. We still got the other Horker that we pissed off. And Marius, the adrenaline's flowing. He's gonna take this guy out. Where is it? Still over here, apparently. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Killed your friends. Time to finish you off, too. Go in here. Boom. And I can guard in this with these weapons in my hand too. I do have a dual wielding block perk or block mod. Yeah, we're not in the best shape right now. Let's let the old health regenerate a little bit more. All right. Yes. Marius is feeling pretty good about himself right now. And now he's gonna head to the... Well, first he's gonna head over here and see if there is anything of interest over here in these crates. Doesn't seem to be, but there's some clams here. I mean, he's a fisherman after all. You might even find a pearl. Apparently I'm still in combat. Combat music's still going. It's kind of weird. And, yeah. Now there's this whole area. What is that? A tent that he never noticed before. Might as well check it out. There doesn't seem to be anyone here. Anything of interest? Amulet of Mara. Some Alto wine. And these valuable goblets. Red Mountain flowers. Wow, it looks like somebody was planning a romantic rendezvous of some kind here. Marius being a little down on his luck, having only 300 gold to sustain him should things not pick up. He is not above procuring some objects for resale. Really need to increase my distant render detail too. Sorry, I'm whining about the game, the way the game looks. Oh, look at that flickering. It's so bad. Skyrim, I used to not mind this, but now I've been playing Fallout 4, and now I mind this. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be annoying. I'm gonna have to deal with that, and that's such a hard bug to fix. The fixes just don't work for everybody. So yeah, there's a couple shipwrecks in the area too, as I've already pointed out. Marius is very close to wanting to go do one of those. It's not even noon yet. But that would be stupid. That would be a stupid thing to do. He could get himself killed. Oh, shadow striping is so bad. That is a little easier to fix. I'll deal with that soon-ish. That would be a stupid thing to do. He just killed 3 Horkers. He's a little injured. He's healed himself up a bit, but he's a little injured. And he should get back into town, go to the inn, sell the food he has procured, the food items. See if they'll take the tusks as well, and make a little bit of a profit. What happened here? Bandits. Interesting. This is another auspicious thing. Wow. Yeah, I'm just gonna take all this stuff for a resale. What do you have? Fur armor. That's actually not bad. Another longsword he could sell to the blacksmith. Nice.
God, I'm so tired.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about that. Hey, another one. Bandana. Or iron armor. Travel cloak. Yeah, why not? I'll just take all this stuff. It's their fault for attacking the town, and it's the townspeople's fault for none of them claiming this stuff as their own. This is not something that I imagine the average townsperson would be able to get away with. Marius has always been kind of an oddball, though, so the townspeople will kind of overlook it. Well, not really. They'll kind of stare awkwardly at him in response to it. His heart's pumping now, though. And he runs up to the bar, all excited.
Need a room?
There's not something that happens very often.
Nightmares don't seem to happen for travelers.
I wish I could make them stop saying that, because he is supposed to live here.
Food for the hungry.
Yeah, dog meat stew. Who would want dog meat stew? That's gross. Now he's keeping those. What do we have? We have clam meat. Sell the clam meat. Sell the Horker meat. And he's not getting quite as good a price as he expected for it, which is a bit of a bummer. And then he won't take the tusks. I'll have to find somewhere else to unload the tusks. Maybe they have some use that Marius doesn't know about for weapon crafting, but he just made some gold.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
He's gonna play some cards. Not gonna bet my full amount, but I made a decent amount of money today. I'll bet 30. Ooh, 64. Wow. Yeah. Not a bad draw either. Very not bad. There's even shadow striping on that. I'm not going to bother trying to cheat at that one. I will pay to throw the dice, though, because I know Thoring will, too. It could be worse. Team's power is 29. Not bad. Maybe his luck is turning around. Certainly looks like it. That is not a good hand. Decent roll, but we actually won. This is the first time in days that Marius has won, and he's gonna stop now, actually, because he's always heard people say "quit while you're ahead."
This is a local favorite, and one of the first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red.
Marius likes this song. He's gonna listen. While he listens, I'm gonna talk. Yeah, he's heard people use the phrase "stop while you're ahead," but he's never actually had reason to do that before. he's never really been ahead. He barely scrapes by. He has to beg for coins sometimes. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that he drinks away most of the money he makes. He does drink a lot of mead. But today, fighting those Horkers, even considering going and checking out those shipwrecks, that is something he never would have done. It's something he was always careful not to do, because his father always taught him to be really careful. And yet today, he did those things, and he's starting to wonder if maybe fate is rewarding him for taking those risks.
What do you want? You've caused enough trouble.
How have I caused trouble? What are you talking about, buddy? Is it because I tried to steal from you that one time? Sorry about that. Is my realistic needs activated? I might not have activated it yet. Yeah, I hadn't activated it yet. There we go.
I'm sorry. My mind was just somewhere else. Do you need a room? Drink?
I'm actually good, believe it or not. I've got some food on me. And...
Oh, do you need a room?
Stop asking me. It's noon, so we're gonna get something to eat. And, not fish soup. He hates fish soup. He'll get it because he'll like buy it places because it cures diseases. But if he will eat pretty much anything before fish soup. He's just had so much fish in his life. Yeah.
My daughter Karita sings to the guests when she can.
Thank you.
She has her mother's voice.
I pity you then, sir, because Karita, she's a sweet girl, but she's not the best singer. We're gonna head to the blacksmith now, and see if we can sell any of these armor pieces, and see if the armor we ordered is in yet. We're pretty sure it's not, but you know.
Move it, move it!
Yeah, kid. Where is the blacksmith? I mean, obviously, Marius should know this, but I honestly don't remember. I don't come to Dawnstar very often. Here he is. Alright. Hey, buddy.
Seems like no one is getting a decent night's rest in Dawnstar, stranger. Best buy your steel and move on.
Thanks. Interesting. I might ask that at some point. I could ask him to temper something. I'm just gonna sell. I do have a mod installed. One thing that Marius is not good at is smithing. He's terrible at it. Alright, let's see. I don't need iron gauntlet. Well, I'm gonna keep the hide bracers. I don't need both of the fur shoes, so I'll sell one of those. Those are cheap, jeez. He's not a sword and board man, so I'll sell that. I'll actually come back to you guys when I'm done selling everything. Alright, so we've sold off pretty much everything. Will you take the Horker tusks? No? Sold off pretty much everything. I'm going to see if he has any more throwing knives. He does not... Well, no, I'm over here. Where? Let's see. Does not seem to have any. We made a pretty decent sum of money. We're almost 700 gold, which is wow. More than. I wonder if she has anything.
God, I'm so tired. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
That's more money than Marius has made in a day than he has in a long time. They'd be over here because they're considered scrolls. Okay. So, he's going to do something impulsive. He usually doesn't carry many of these. He's going to spend most of his money on throwing knives, which is a terribly, terribly stupid thing to do.
We forge every day.
But Marius has made a snap decision. He's going to go get his things in order. And tomorrow he's going to go check one of those shipwrecks. And if he does well at the shipwreck, or even if he just survives it. If he goes there and there's like guys there and he fights them and even just survives, even if he does that well, Marius is going to head out. He's going to go to Whiterun. He's going to start there, because that is kind of, I mean, Solitude's the capital, but Whiterun is kind of the center of the entire region. And he's gonna seek his fortune. He's gonna follow his dream, and we'll talk more about his dream as the Let's Play goes on. It's a pretty ridiculous dream, but Marius here is a pretty ridiculous guy, and I get a feeling that he might actually be able to pull it off.